Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. World Cup Monday, Dan. We keep chugging along. 4 games today.
Yeah, 4 games today. We'll have plays in all of them for you. Our soccer expert, Carmine Bianco, is going to be here, and everyone, we can wash the taste of Uruguay not getting their result out of our mouths. I feel like that and what was it? Czechia money line last week was the one that killed everyone. So we'll talk about that. Yeah, absolutely brutal. But Yanni is back, folks. We're pumped, man. Yanni the Greek is back in the house. We're going to talk what he's seeing in the World Cup, how are his futures shaking out, what action is he seeing in the marketplace today, because if I'm looking at this odds board correctly, there's definitely some action coming in. Yanni will let us know where. Crackman is on the show. As I said, Carmine is on the show. But what's happening right now, Andy? 31-20 on free plays right here to start the show. And we got another one for you, Andy. Where are we going?
Well, we got to fade Merrill Kelly. This has been a very profitable thing to do this season. It's getting up there in age. He just doesn't have his stuff anymore. So let's take the Cardinals over 4.5 on their team total. He's got a 5.81 ERA, and last game, 5.1 innings, 11 hits, 6 earned runs, and the guys on total bases did a really good job of pointing out like that there's injuries on the Diamondbacks roster. So they actually legit need Merrill Kelly to eat up innings. So they just keep having to throw this poor guy out there who just keeps getting shelled. So the Cardinals, their bats really came alive against Kansas City. They scored 6, 5, and 10. This is at home now, and this just feels like a spot where Merrill Kelly's just kind of a dead man walking. So we'll take the Cardinals over 4.5. So kind of sucks to see when you have a guy that was a good pitcher and now it just looks like his better days are behind him.
Yeah, and when you find those kind of spots, Andy, what do? We look for a fade. I like the hitting lineup here as it matches up, a little Monday action. So yes, over the 4.5 for the team total of the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's do it, Andy. Let's start the week off strong here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start off with bringing in Yanni as well. Yanni, happy Monday. How are you?
Never better, brother. Never better. Now settled in a new place.
Looks good.
Things are being delivered and put away for me. It's just expensive, man. Everything's, I'm not telling anything anyone knew, but just so surprising how things have changed. Because like over the last 2 years, I've moved 3 times, and every time it's gotten more expensive, like within that time frame. This last move, it cost me $5,000 total. And the first move cost $2,200. So here we are, just within 2 years, over double the price for the exact same move, exact same distance, exact same stuff. And I'm sure nobody's payout there doubled in the last 2 years. And it is impossible to keep up with inflation. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. And the wealth gap is only going to continue growing. I'm old, so in my lifetime, it's going to stay like this. But I can't see it in like your kid's lifetime, it continuing like this. There's got to be some kind of revolt. Things are getting crazy with the pricing. But with that said, doing good. Life is good. Unlucky in the World Cup. We've been very unlucky. Just some bad beats, like that extra time goals. When you have the dog and the favorite's already up by a goal, and you're getting 1.5, and they score in 2 minutes of extra time. It's just been a little bad beats here and there. But overall, because of the smaller markets like penalty kicks, corner kicks, like crazy stuff like that, like they're winning in accounts. But it's hard to bet that stuff. And they're so time sensitive. The lines move so significantly. I just can't really use it. So it's been mostly side and totals, some team totals. But yeah, now we're going to get rid of most of the teams that really don't deserve to be there. And when we're left with the teams that do, I think it'll get a lot luck balancing out, because you kind of see like some crazy things happen when you have a tournament like this. And it's just like March Madness. We see it in March Madness with the wild things that happen. So, I mean, it's nothing new. But now as we approach the elimination stage, I think things will get more stable than how it's been. So, you know, again, World Cup, I'm sure the books are doing good because of all the draws and most Americans just not really knowing how to bet soccer. I mean, I see guys in the sports book just so mad because like they have the right side, but they just don't even know how to bet it. And it ends up draw or, you know, stuff like that. So it's been a fun experience, and we still have time ahead of us. So yeah, we're in that elimination stage coming up, and that's where it gets fun with the World Cup. But be careful real quickly, I want to say with line movements, because there's just so much public money that don't even try to determine like what's sharp as far as the World Cup goes, because all they're doing as far as sides or totals is they're getting out ahead of the market. And then whether they're scalping or what have you, I'm not sure, because again, they don't use me to do that, a lot of that stuff. But I'm seeing that, like, you know, like France, Argentina, as soon as those lines come out, they'll lay the minus 850 on the three-way, and then it'll be minus 1,400, 1,500 for everybody else. That's what I've been seeing. And like you said, we got 4 good games today, so not sure what you want to get into. I have seen some action already from different sharps that I share soccer stuff with.
What are we seeing? We got 4 games today. I mean, we got a loaded slate. Starts here in about 50 minutes. So what are we seeing?
In the early action, we saw Argentina in the three-way get hit at minus 160 all the way up to minus 200. And then they laid the -1 goal at plus money. Since then, the recreational bettors have been laying the goal at minus. They've been laying like minus 120, minus 130. These guys got down at -1, about plus 115, plus 110. So be cautious there. My power ratings, we have it capped. Argentina should win this game about 62, 63% of the time. And that's kind of where the line opened. And the market's supposed to do what it does, and it's correct itself. So now where it sits at that three-way line, there's really no value for us. Like, I would just be predicting the outcome. You know what I mean? And we have Argentina winning this one by not even a full goal. We have them winning by like 0.79, almost 0.8 of a goal. So I don't feel comfortable in laying the goal or taking the goal. It's one of those games that's pretty good lined well. France, Iraq, all one-sided action. Obviously, the handicap becomes the great equalizer, and that's where you saw the sharp bettors get involved. Anywhere this has gone to 3 on the spread, they've taken the 3 and they've laid 130 to 140 to get 3 on Iraq. That's why you're seeing 2.5s out there. So they like Iraq at +3, and they bet the over 3 in that game as well. Senegal, Norway, this one on paper seems to be the most even match because like we have it capped Norway winning about 45% of the time, Senegal winning about 35-40% of the time, and then the draw about 15-20. So that's one of those games that's really close. Sharp, we saw Norway at +130 on the three-way line. They did take Norway, and then Algeria, Jordan, the late game, they laid Algeria at -170, which makes sense. We had it capped about 64% on the Algeria side. Yeah, that line's moving now towards them. And what else did I have for you guys? They're betting the overs, all the overs, over in Australia, Austria, Argentina, over in Iraq, France, over in Senegal, Norway, over in Algeria and Jordan. So they like the overs in all 4 games today.
We got a good baseball slate, all night games. Don't ignore MLB. Good opportunities on the card. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Are you still seeing the same action in MLB as you normally would, even with the World Cup? Oh, really?
No. It's sharps versus the books. With it almost reminds me of baseball a decade ago, like where you had the guys that do want to be better, like winning bettors and bet every day. The grind, guys still trying to figure out. And then you had the guys that already do have it figured out. So it was like sharp versus the books. And then if there was like any big game or maybe a TV game, a Sunday night game, it would get some public action. But primarily, you didn't get volume from recreational bettors, but that's changed over the last couple of years with even your most casual bettor betting each and every day. And you're not seeing that volume go to baseball. You got to remember, it's kind of like every market we saw in the stock market and the crypto market. There's only so much money in the world. So when they want to invest in something new, they got to get that money from somewhere. So like when the SpaceX IPO was about to launch, what did you see? You saw crypto starting to drop. You saw liquidity be created because you need cash. And it's kind of the same thing with sports betting market. They don't have the cash to bet all these markets. So they're focused on the World Cup. And baseball's primarily getting parlay action. They're not really focused on baseball because, again, they got limited bankroll, and the bankroll's now on the World Cup. Again, that's what you expect from casual bettors and the recreational bettors, but that's also why the books just have such a huge advantage, man, where they know that the bettors aren't looking for the most beatable market. They're looking for action. Where all the attention is, where all the excitement is. And right now it's in the World Cup. The value may be in baseball. The edge may be in WNBA, but they want to beat World Cup soccer on TV right now. And that, is the difficulty. Because again, those other markets are just sitting there waiting, but they're just not getting bet because bettors just don't have the money to spread themselves out that thin.
Let's see, anything WNBA tonight? Looks like we got pretty big slate, actually.
Yeah. They hit Chicago on the money line. That's why that's up to about 2.5, 3. Chicago money line minus 140. And they laid the 6.5 on Indiana. Couple of those baseball plays, because I forgot to share a couple. 902 Washington plus 115, 904 Cincinnati plus 150, 905 Cubs minus 110. In the American League, Tampa minus 165, 170. They went over 8 Yankees, Detroit, under 8 Cleveland White Sox, over 9 Dodgers, Minnesota. Real quickly, last week I gave you overvalued, undervalued coming into the week. Here's what we got. The most overvalued right now. By overvalued, I mean those teams that have won more games than they should have, that are exceeding the data. No bigger than the Atlanta Braves and St. Louis. Those two on that side are the ones that are outplaying their metrics. Atlanta, St. Louis, followed by Yankees, Washington, Milwaukee. Those 5 teams were looking for spots to fade. Undervalued teams that the metrics are better than the record. None bigger than Boston, Detroit, and the Mets. Those 3, Boston, Detroit, and the Mets, should have a lot more wins than they do, followed by Seattle, KC, and San Fran. So those are teams that I'm looking for spots to back going into this week. And last week, I know I had the teams because I focused mostly on those undervalued because those are the ones that bettors just don't like betting. Like they may not bet the Yankees if they're overvalued, but they won't fade the Yankees because they're overvalued. That's the difference. And then teams like that are undervalued, like the Boston, the Mets, those are the ones that bettors just don't like taking at all. And those offer up the most value. And last week's games, if the teams, forgive me, on the undervalued teams, the teams that we were looking to back or to fade, forgive me, they ended up losing like 4 more games than they won. And you got to remember, if you're also chalked, if you're laying and you lose 4 more than you win, that's a lot of units down. And on the flip side, the teams that we expected to do better, I think they went 4 games above 500. And at plus money, you just got to go even. I mean, you go 5 and 5, you make money. So again, we're not blindly betting or fading these teams, but we're looking for spots because, again, we expect them to regress and progress towards their mean if they're outplaying or underplaying their metrics.
Have you seen anything, or have you done anything with NFL team totals?
No,
Season
no.
wins. I just started looking and saw that they had started to come out. I didn't know if that was something you wanted to jump on early.
No. Probably another in July. Start messing with those. A few weeks away. I saw a couple, moves. There's no rush. I mean, it's good content, especially now. But you don't get as much of it because there's World Cup. Like if there wasn't World Cup, I think everybody would be talking already NFL futures,
so true,
schedule, college football. But because we have World Cup, I don't see the rush this season, which is kind of good because I'm kind of in no rush either. So yeah, just sitting back, waiting until July for that.
I'm eyeing that Matthew Stafford over 30.5 passing touchdowns prop. It's just staring me in the face. It's whispering. It's whispering
calling
sweet
to
nothings into my ear. Play me. I'm going over. So, what'd you think about UFC over the weekend?
Wild card, man. I lost my 5%. I bet it again. The problem is I knew I had a bad bet when the fight started because I got no closing line value. In fact, the line flipped on me with Carol Hossa. So then I was hoping to be the product of good luck, and that's going to happen. So like I knew I was in a bad position when that fight went off. And it did not play out the way I expected. So I lost my 5% after hitting the last one in UFC. So I won, I think, 4 of the last 5 cards. But coming off a losing card, it was a tough card. Coming off the White House, it's like you didn't even get lines until later in the week, not making any excuses. But it was just kind of one of those lull cards. Now, as we await the return of Conor McGregor, it gets a little interesting with the UFC and Contender Series. We had too.
Yeah, Contender Series is right around the corner. Yeah, we had a live bet on. We made a live bet on Horiguchi. We thought Horiguchi was looking great against Cop, and then he just gets caught when he's probably winning. And boy, I didn't think that was a good look for Cop. I thought he was a half step behind
he was, and you played it the right way. That was the way to do it. It was Cop pre-flop, and then Horiguchi on the turn. If he's survived round 1 and 2, that's a proper handicap. And he did look live, but and especially at flyweight, that's supposed to be a good bet. We get it. Cop's got the eraser with that power, but you expect to cash that bet more times than not. I don't think it was a bad bet. I was on Cop. I actually released Cop the subscriber, so I did bet Cop. But yeah, I don't think you placed a bad bet with Horiguchi, especially as that fight was progressive. You looked like the right side. With those guys with power, that's the only positive and negative, depending who you bet, that they could be losing the entire fight, but they land that one shot and it's over. But sometimes that danger is what gives you value on the other guy. If you avoid it like Hokit did with Derek Lewis, it's a great bet. But, when you get caught like Cop was able to catch Horiguchi, it's like, fuck, I had the right side, but it just didn't turn out. Kind of like happened with Garcia the week prior at the White House. It's like he looked like he was cruising. Just don't get knocked out, bro. Just don't get knocked out. You're about to beat Lopez. And boom, Lopez catches him like he always does with that power.
Yep, absolutely. What do you got for everybody on Monday?
All right. I had a great steam room, was able to sit with just the long-term partners, my subscribers that are with me for 2026. We're a little behind. Time to catch up. So we're not free rolling with house money. And when we do that, that means it's tighten up the reins. So being extremely selective with my premium plays and haven't released a single one yet today. Am close to confirming World Cup. So that'll be out probably within the next 60 minutes. And then it's going to be Major League Baseball and any WNBA that I could confirm throughout the day. If I could form a couple big bets, best bets, I'll put a package together. Otherwise, we're going to grind with the partners through World Cup and Major League Baseball as we await the football action ahead. It's going to be a great couple months, baby. So best of luck to all this week. And if the World Cup hasn't gone your way so far, we still got some time. So best of luck ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, World Cup been brutal. World Cup's just been a brutal
Great
one,
start,
so.
and then
Same.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, thank you, Yanni. Can't wait to
Thank
talk
you,
to you
boys.
later in the week. So,
and you make a good point there, though, because I talk with a bunch of these soccer cappers. We've had some that have gone on really great runs, and if you've staved off the match day 2 nightmare that has happened across here's the thing is there have only been 3 underdogs that have won outright. Yet every
That's
sharp
wild.
soccer bettor who I'm talking to has really struggled come match day 2. How is that? Well, you're getting priced out of betting some of these favorites. So then you're throwing little pieces together. Perfect example, Andy. We liked Ecuador. Ecuador was a minus 900 money line favorite in their most recent game. We also liked the under in that game, under 2.5, under 3.5. Ends up 0-0. Ecuador had all these chances to score. They couldn't hit water falling out of a boat. So then, because we paired Ecuador with that under, the underside of the ledger was perfect. That Ecuador money line that was minus 900 went up in smoke. So that is what has been the challenge for folks. It's not underdogs blowing up, parlays, blowing up money line takes. It has simply just been that ultimate equalizer that we talked about before betting this tournament, Andy, the draw. It has been that ultimate equalizer of late goals, of penalties, of head-scratching officiating like FIFA has been known for, inconsistent across different matches. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to have Carmine coming up here in just a few. We got Bill Crackman coming up. Pick Carmine's thoughts because we're going to talk about the match that is going at 1 o'clock, so stay tuned. Carm has a play for you in that. Talk about these other games tonight, Andy. But it's been a minefield, man. And when you're going through hell, you just keep going. I think that was Winston Churchill that said that. So let's rock.
Cash the plus 90,000 on a Winston Churchill reference.
I slid it in. See, that was like making a minus 900 lose, Andy. That's what we do here.
Yeah, 5% lost on no Winston Churchill reference. So, let's see. We got 3 plays up today. We got MLB. I'm going to put that Cardinals team total in. Probably we got MLB. We got World Cup. We got a really nice plus money on World Cup that we like. We got WNBA play that goes off tonight. Don't overlook WNBA and MLB. Like Yanni was saying, everybody's looking at the World Cup. There's plenty of other ways. I will be handicapping tennis a little bit later this afternoon. So there's still lots of different markets. So that's over at wt.buzz/AL. You can go to the free picks page if you want to get some free picks from some of the handicappers at WagerTalk. But for us tonight, all about the 3-pack for World Cup plus money, MLB and WNBA. So, all right, let's bring in Bill.
Crack man in the house. How we doing, brother?
How's the sound, guys? Because I'm away. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me? If not, I'll put the headset on.
Sounds good. Video's a little crackly, Bill. So we'll get to some of the stuff, and then you can head on your way. I'm guessing you're on the road, right, brother? Where you at?
I am in God's country here, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I
have a buddy.
My neck of the woods.
Come back for a reunion in New Jersey, so I figured I'd take a ride up to his house. It's up in the mountains, beautiful Scranton, Pennsylvania. I actually like the old school towns, blue collar, hardworking area here. But yeah, so I'm up here now. I am getting on a plane shortly, heading back to Vegas. But yeah, so everything's been pretty cool though. Been doing hitting, still working no matter what, no matter where you are. It's amazing. I was talking to my assistant today. God, we work no matter what though. Everyone thinks this is like a slow time of the year. But for the real gamblers, the real people that are advantage sports bettors, the real professionals, I'm going to say it's like a 365 thing here for what I do anyway. Betting MLB, WNBA especially. Already starting my NFL futures. It's funny, I went to a little casino over here to bet some NFL futures, and I was really happy they took them. I was really happy they took some season wins from me. They had one good bet on season wins. That was I think it was the Steelers. I bet under 8.5. They had 8.5 flat. That was a really good line. It's like 8.5 minus 45. I bet it though earlier. So I found that over here. So I put that future in, and next couple of weeks I'm going to probably add about 5 more. So you want to get over to WagerTalk and join me. I'm going to have probably about 10 futures, and yeah. So Good week last week, even though I'm on the road, grinding out 7.95 units. Let's call it 8 units. 8 units last week. WNBA is good. But it's still, I understand it's dog days of summer for a lot of people. But no matter what, when edge is an edge, I can't skip anything. So I'm at my computer every day. I travel with an iPad every day, peeking at it and stuff. Yeah. So it's been pretty good.
Well, so Bill, that's a good question that I have for you, and then we'll talk. People love free play, so don't worry, we'll get you a free play from Crack. But you said something there talking about the dog days of summer, and Andy and I, we kind of laugh when we hear that. We're like, for us, betting sports like UFC, like cricket, like lacrosse, like these less bet sports, this is one of the busiest times of the year for us. And it sounds like for me, or for you, excuse me, when it's the dog days of summer, you're still dialed. WNBA goes all summer long. MLB, you crushed it last week. I think you went 8-2 last week. But it sounds like during the dog days is when you really start dialing in your NFL opinions, really start, because you gave us Packers a little bit ago. You just mentioned, that Steelers one as well. So when things are a little bit slower, again, I put in air quotes, sounds like for you, that's where you start dialing in what's coming next on the ledger. It never ends for us, right?
Well, especially on NFL futures. So, regular season wins, I have about 5 that I have up already. And if I still see them, even though, to be real blunt, even though I had a big bet already under 8.5 minus 10 and 15, it doesn't matter. I'm so crazy that I see 8.5 flat, and I got to ask for the max bet anyway up here at, where was I at? Mount Airy Lodge. Mount Airy Lodge Casino, which is a nice little sports book, nice little casino. But yeah, so I do put in as many bets as I can advantage wise, because we only have a small edge on these things. Now, on that kind of stuff, regular season wins, I probably have a little bit more edge than I'd have something during the season next to NFL player props. That's like number one. Number two, real close though, back and forth, are the season wins futures and NFL player props. But you can only bet them so much. Like, I know that the viewers and the people that are with us at WagerTalk, they can get enough down for themselves. But I also try to get down enough to make it worth a bet for me. Because let me be blunt. More than anything else, I still bet sports for a living. That's my main thing. So when I come out to these obscure markets, when I can hit even Mohegan Sun over here, Mount Airy Lodge, I could try to get down some bets there, and you have to tie up your money for 6, 8, 10 months even sometimes. I don't mind doing it. I know my ROI has been so good. I don't think I can get an investment better than NFL season wins and player props. So I try to get down as much as I can.
That's Bill Krackenberg. You can follow him at Bill Crackman. The video, not great, Bill, but we hear you crystal clear, and we need to hear what you're saying. So at least that part of the equation is good here. Question in the chat here, and we'll talk free play right after this, Bill, but we got to get your take on this, because I know you have a take. Is the Circa Survivor, one of the biggest Survivor contests, arguably the biggest in the world. Now this news comes out. You have Splash partnering with some of these predictive markets that we've talked in this either. So now it's a bigger purse, bigger rake, people are saying, and there is an overlay though involved. So there's a lot of different ways that you can attack this. A lot of folks are calling it the death of traveling to Vegas, getting a proxy. I feel like maybe you don't see it quite that way, Crack. What do you think about this whole Circa and Splash Survivor?
TJ Ross. Now, TJ Ross I think he's the CEO, or he started Splash Sports. And we went back and forth talking the other day, and we were talking about the contest, and he'd love to tell me more about it sometime. He wants to come on a podcast, maybe come on a podcast or something. So they're taking a 7.5. I'm reading his words. Hey, Bill, great to meet you. We're taking a 7.5% rake only if we fill 100%. No proxy fee. Makes picks from your apps all year long. Okay, I like that. Listen, I see both sides. Why not getting both? To be honest with you, Circa, I love the no rake. I love it's out in Vegas where I am. It's always going to be my home court. The no rake is real big to a guy like me, an advantage better. But this is something you don't have to travel to Vegas. I guess you don't need a proxy. But people use that as the excuse to take a trip to Vegas to sign up for Circa Millions and Circa Survivor, which is the bigger one. More interest in that. I have no problem with them taking out that rake because of the situation that I just talked about where you don't have to maybe use them extra expenses. But to be honest with you, I think both are going to reach the number of easily. The splash is going to really, reach that minimum, and they're going to have over 21 million. But I think that also the ones out in Vegas that are the guarantees are also going to reach that. The no vig, no juice. People already, if they would have announced this a little bit earlier, maybe like in May or even March, April, they announced it at a time when people already have their tickets. They're coming out to Vegas. So I don't think it'll make a big impact. I think the minimums, everyone's going to reach their numbers. No one's going to get stuck holding the bag for anything here. And I think we could find some a happy medium between both of them. And I'll get in the one at Circa, but see, I can't living in Nevada. I cannot get in the one at Splash. We're one of the few states that it's not legal to have prediction markets. I can't get on Polymarket. I can't get on Kalshi. I can't get in this contest because I live in Nevada.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and the folks needed to hear your take, Bill. So I'm glad that you have one. And I think you're right, man. If you want to do both, if you're able to do both, do both. If you're in Vegas, it's Circa all the way. All right, Bill, real quick, we'll talk about what you got rocking. WT.buzz /Bill Crackman, or you can just search Crackman. You'll see it right there on the page. But the folks are wondering, what prop are we betting tonight? You got something on the diamond for us? We head to the hardwood, a nice WNBA slate. What are we betting, brother?
Yeah, let's give a WNBA one. It's funny. So I had a really good streak at WNBA. I was just been killing them in WNBA props. Yesterday, I gave out a losing one on Fox Sports Radio. I think I was like 13-5, and it's amazing. They come after you for the one. Like one guy said,
always
Twitter,
the one.
Bill, you better give up. You should give up the WNBA. That's what he said. I was 13-7 in June. The guy told me to give up the WNBA, and I was 13-6 going into yesterday. Wow, that's scary. How listen. If you're in the short term, you shouldn't even be buying picks if you're in it for one day. Absolutely not. You have to be committed. You have to be serious. We have teams of guys. I have a team of guys that work behind me. I have to pay salaries. You don't think I'm going to win? Trust me. In the end, I'm getting the money and getting thrown out of most of the sports books. Only a couple books will even book the bets. So, unfortunately, that's the way it is for me. So let's give you a free prop in the WNBA. Like I said, been running really, really well here. Angel Reese from the Atlanta Dream. Her points over 15.5, minus 15. I see over 14.5, minus 45 though. I'm looking at BetMGM. I seen over 15.5 earlier. I'm on BetMGM now, but I have no problem. You bet either one. I'd probably go over 15.5 minus $1.15. The offensive game is finally starting really to improve. Her game is so. She had 17 plus in 6 of her last 7. Tonight goes against a Toronto team in the paint. And if you know anything about Reese, she does all her work in the paint. I'm looking on a third site here just to see. Angel, over 15.5, minus 20. Okay, so you got the line is around 15.5. Any of the side, I would say 15.5 is that's the one we're going to go by. So Angel Reese over points, and join us over at WagerTalk. Don't forget now, preseason only 6 weeks away. Imagine that, 6 shows away. NFL preseason, off to the races. Can't wait for that. I've destroyed that every season. Looking forward to preseason. Looking forward to NFL props. I just told you guys we're on fire on WNBA props. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it here from Scranton, Pennsylvania, the Electric City area here. That's what it's called. And heading back to Vegas. So it was 108 when I left. Such a pleasure to come over here and have like beautiful 75 to 80 degree weather every day. Yep. A little breeze up in God's country. Look forward to going back to Vegas though for I guess the pool and jacuzzi. That's about it. Thanks for liking, subscribing, following. Appreciate you guys all commenting.
Absolutely. WT.buzz /Crackman. And as Crack mentioned, he's got NFL futures up. He's got that MLB play tonight. So you can get in action. Hop in there over at his page. Also, you see all the deals over at his page too as well. WT.buzz /Crackman. If you want it all, you want all those futures, you want MLB. They also have the 365 days for under $4 a day. So check that out over at Bill's page as Bill keeps on rocking. Had to get down some bets in Scranton, Andy. He gets kicked out of all these sports books. Got to go to Scranton to get in bets. That's how you know you've been around, man.
Yeah. So, well, I just had a pipe burst downstairs, so my Monday's off and running.
Awesome, Andy. The good vibes continue. Well, maybe Carm can bring us some good vibes. Carm's always a good vibe. Our resident Canadian. Carm, what up, brother?
Yeah, although I do have a confession to make. That guy that told Andy to give up WNBA, that was me. Sorry, I lost on that play.
Messed up.
No, that's that wasn't
Carm.
me. That was
your name Joe? Is your name Joe in the chat? Are you the Joe?
Yeah, I periodically know I'm not that guy, Joe. But listen, I have like a Discord group for the people of the World Cup package, and they're all super nice and friendly. And I will, if I have a bad day, I say it. It was a bad day, but as a whole, because they have the package, they're up. You know what I mean? So like yesterday was a 2-2 day. But I got unlucky on one game, a goaltending mistake by the Uruguayan goalie, and
brutal.
It goes from a push to a loss. But 13-4 run, and we're up double digits in units. So that's what matters the most. It's the difference between buying one day and buying multiple days, like a package. So I want to get that disclaimer out of the way.
No, 1,000%, and especially at a time when we have buy 3 get 3 days free. It's a no-brainer to hop on and especially for these high value plays, hop on, save a little bit of cash, and give us a chance for 6 days as opposed to just a single play. So especially with this soccer tournament, Carm, with the World Cup, you want some different. You want a couple plays because the variance can kick your ass. But Carm, let's talk here. We're also going to give away a winner because we'll circle back to what happened on Friday. Unfortunately, we have to for Andy and I. But Argentina and Austria, this game is going in less than half an hour. So let's talk about it right here, Carm. Folks, I feel like everyone's lining up to back Argentina here. And I think they're really ignoring that Austria ain't Algeria. And this match, I think, could be a little bit cagier. If you think it's going to be another Messi hat trick, I think you could be in for a long day, Carm. What say you on this game that we got going in about 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think that they make it a little more difficult on Messi this time around. European teams can play some good defense. Midfield, it's shutting down Messi, whether you have someone ghosting him or not. We'll see what the game plan is for this Austrian team, who have their starting lineup in on match day 1. I think 10 of the 11 players were players that play for bigger Bundesliga sides in Germany. So I don't think Argentina is going to roll over them. From a betting perspective, I was just on the best betting show ever, and we talked about some props. And you'd have to lay minus money on Lionel Messi to score a goal, and I get it. Everyone figures he's always going to score a goal, but you can get Lautaro Martinez, who could be a big factor in this game because he's he's bigger obviously than Messi, a little more physical, and can get into that box, find some space, and Messi just needs to set him up. He's plus 160, plus 165 to score an anytime goal in this game. And I do have a play on this game as part of a 4-pack of WagerTalk, but this isn't one of them. And I'm letting you know that this is a prop that I did play myself. So Lautaro Martinez plus 165. Argentina wins here. They sew up the group and prepare themselves for the round of 32.
Here's what I'll say, Carm, and you can head on over WT.buzz/CB. Grab that play now, guys. Again, grab it in a package because Carm will have some other plays for you. But if you want that true best bet, check it out 20 minutes from now. You can head on over there. Just open a new tab. Don't leave the video. Don't leave us hanging here. But one thing I just will say about that, and Carm, it's not something that I bet, but I do think it's kind of crazy if people think this is going to be another 3-0 win here for Argentina. I just don't see it that way. This spread's climbed all the way up that you're seeing Austria getting a goal and a half. It's minus 170. It's a little juicy, but I wouldn't be shocked if you see it more like a 1-0, a little bit cagier of a game. So that's my thoughts, at least on that one. Nothing official for me, Carm. Let's talk about a game that folks do have a chance to get to here in a little bit, and it's Norway taking on Senegal. And I think that on paper, maybe people think, oh, in Norway, it's a much better side. I feel like these African sides are always getting discounted. Like everyone always thinks they're punching up. Now, I'm not saying that I think Senegal is going to win outright, but this is, I think, an interesting handicap here, Carm. How are you looking to bet this one?
You know what? I will say I think Senegal can win outright. Dan,
Let's
I'm
go.
telling you, listen, I get the whole Norway thing. Had them in the first game. They have France on deck after this one. But Senegal played a decent game. I'm going to say a decent game. I don't want to call it a good or great game against France, because France's midfield and back line are so tough to get through and expose, and Senegal couldn't do it. They lose 3-1 in that game. Didn't really get a lot of opportunities on goal. I think six attempts, 2 shots on goal. But this is a very good Senegal team with a lot of good players on it. Nicholas Jackson is likely starting up top for them. Bayern, obviously Chelsea the 2 previous years, and then played for Bayern Munich this year in spots, normally in the second half, and still scored 8 goals for them. Sadio Mane, of course. There's plenty of talent on this team that can win. And again, Norway are going to score goals, but they're not playing the minnows that they played in qualifying, which included Italy on top of it. They pretty much beat up on a bunch of teams that at the end of the game, they got into their cars and went to work their second jobs. They're not getting that in this World Cup. And I think Senegal can get on that back line of Norway and probably score some goals here. They're plus 240 to win this game, and I think they have a decent shot of cashing a ticket.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't think this is signed, sealed, delivered. And I think, Carm, you can check out even just what this line is telling you, right? You have Norway as the favorite, but a lot of times we see these favorites that are still plus money because of that 3-way line. So it's telling you that while Norway is the favorite, it's not a prohibitive sense. During your breakdown there, you can maybe try and attack that both teams to score. I mean, that's a little bit juicy. You're looking at it minus 150. If you do see this being maybe a potential 2-win, 2-1 final, or you go both teams to score, no draw, then you can get a plus 155. So there's a couple different ways to attack this game. I think it's going to be arguably, out of all the games on the card here today, Carm, I think this one coming up here in 20 minutes, Argentina and Austria, this Norway and Senegal game should be a hell of a fun game or match to watch, Carm.
Yeah, definitely. If Bill's still watching, he's in Scranton. Like, just make the drive to Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, and watch France and Iraq. Lincoln Financial Field. That's going to be a nice game. Listen, I'm not normally a parlay guy, but if I had to toss one out, this would be the one. Lautaro Martinez to score plus 160. Kylian Mbappe to score 2 or more goals against Iraq today, plus 175. And Senegal plus 235. Wow. $100 gets you back $22.95.25 or $2,300. How's that for a parlay ticket?
It's only plus 175 for him to score 2 goals.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
Mbappe.
It's insane.
That's Mbappe for you.
Come on.
And let's be real. That second goal that he got, Carm, was the one that completely screwed me, because I had them. I had Senegal, on the handicap line plus 1.5, and then they score in the 95th minute, and then Kylian Mbappe gets his second goal of the game in the 96th minute. Boop, boop, boop. Game's done. That was one of the worst beats I've had. And I've had 30 of them. And
no mercy with this France team, and no mercy with this France team. And on match day 3, we're going to see some tilted score lines, because
agreed.
So some of these teams that are eliminated, who may start a few guys from the bench to give them that World Cup exposure and for making the trip, are just going to get pounded by teams like Spain, France. It is, England as well too. Right? They're just going to score at will. So it is going to be a fun match day 3.
And Carm, I will say, last thing you said, we're not parlay guys. You and I did a live preview show, and we put together a parlay of teams to finish last. We had Haiti and Tunisia in there. Those two have already ended up last in their group. We have Qatar, Curacao, and New Zealand. New Zealand's starting to make us sweat a little bit, Carm, but we'll see if we can catch that one near 6-1 ticket that we gave the folks there, Carm. So, brother, what do you got over at your page, wt.buzz/CB? Still got 15 minutes if you want to get that Argentina bet, but what else do we got rocking, man? Great run.
Yeah, a bet on all 4 games today. So all 4, if you're obviously watching this a little later on and you're missing that one, I'll have a 3-pack up, which goes live after the Argentina game starts, so you can still get that one. If you want to get every single play right through to the World Cup, The World Cup package is on my page. It's $149, but you can use coupon code WC20 to get $20 off of that. $129, and there's still like 75 games to go in this tournament. So there's plenty of action for that price. Great value.
Love it, Carm. Appreciate you, buddy. Stay hot. WT.buzz/CB. Use that code WC20. Save that 20%. So it's a great deal right there, Carm. Real quick, Andy, on the way out, want to let Rob know you did it. You backed Carm. I made sure to take Carm off first so he couldn't fully victory lap us. But he told you go under in that Brazil game, Andy. Under 3.5 goals on Friday. They scored 3 in the first half. Carm was sweating like a whore in church, and then they don't score again. And Carm wins a free 3-day flex pass for Rob Christensen. So congrats, man. Thanks for commenting. We do this a lot, folks. So comment below, include your WagerTalk username. You never know. And we're going to get you a giveaway and get you some free action, folks. So great show, Andy, man. Good luck with that pipe.
3-0 at halftime. I can't get one.
I knew we were screwed.
Called back. How many were called back?
They had 3 goals that were off call, that were called for offsides, and I was the one who was in the chat before, Andy, who was completely defending the offsides call. I was like, well, people would just cherry pick if there was no offsides. And now during that game, I was like, screw offsides. It's the dumbest thing in the entire world. Yeah,
penalty ever.
Brutal. But I think to Carm's point, and last thing that I'll say here, Andy, is I think match day 3 begins on Wednesday. I know it's been a little bit of a rough run here for Jan and I both in soccer. The variance has just been kicking our ass, but we've been on a lot of right sides that have just not gotten home. And I know you hate to hear that. We've lost the same as you have, so don't worry. We're right alongside you. We're not redoing everything that we do. I think match day 3, like Carm said, now there are teams. How do I want to play this? What teams am I going to be playing? Am I fine with just getting a draw and qualifying? Do I want to avoid winning my group so I play someone worse? Do I need to win my group so I play somebody less? There is a lot of spots like that I think doesn't get valued into the line. So starting Wednesday, we have match day 3, and then we're into the knockouts where there are no more ties. So I think moving forward here, I like our chances to get back here. I think we're seeing it well. We're learning a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a good couple days. We got $5 Tuesday rocking tomorrow, so don't forget to join us and make sure you hit the like button. Really helps us out. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We're well on our way to 300,000. We crossed that 250,000 subscribers, so let's try and get to 300,000. So, let's see. Any other plays you want to go over? Argentina, Austria, France, Iraq. I will say Messi and Mbappe to score plus 165. You could throw what's Holland? What if you did that's a fun one to throw in. If you did Messi.
Oh, take the big stars. Yeah, go Messi, Mbappe, Holland, and Mbappe all to score. You're probably going to get like probably
plus 415.
Plus 415?
415 anytime score. That's fun.
Take the goats to be goats. Why not? Why not?
Yes, absolutely.
And here's what I'll say is I feel like the world has Argentina heavy. And I know this game is coming up here in 10 minutes. Full disclosure, I didn't bet it, but because it was minus 170, I thought we could get a better price on that. Austria will make this a lot cagier. They are not Algeria. I know folks are watching this on the replay. So last one, we do have a best bet that's up in Jordan, Algeria, a spot that Jan likes quite a bit here at 11. That Norway and Senegal game. Carm said it all. Senegal's live to win this game. It will be much tighter. I think maybe both teams' scores in play. If you think someone's going to get the decision, both teams to score and no draw, and then you have both teams to score and then Norway or Senegal can win, you just avoid the draw. That's plus 155. That's a way to attack it as well, which Andy is a foregone conclusion. That probably means it's going to end in a 1-1 draw. If you bet that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right, we'll be back tomorrow to break down more World Cup. Got some MLB free plays as usual. So $5 Tuesday tomorrow. Don't forget to join us same time, same place. Good luck on your bets. See everyone tomorrow. Take care.